Oh my god, 9gag. 9gag was where you find your memes, man. Back then, it was 9gag. Ah! Oh my god, I just I can't even do it. It's just so cringe. It's one of those things that it will never come back. But the troll song. Nah, bro. 9gag was just a place where people find really weird memes, and people would put the fucking troll face guy everywhere. That was 9gag. Do you not know? Chat, who here don't know 9gag? Genuine question. Who here do not know 9gag? Mods, ban that guy. It ain't me, bro. It's you. Mods, remove that guy. And I'll slap their ass. Go to bed, kid. It's past your sleeping time. It's past your bedtime, little kid. Don't you got school tomorrow? As I remembered, you might just have school tomorrow. Gotta wake up bright and early, get your education, stay in school. Or else you'll be like me. You don't want that. Oh my god, I realized I grew up and I became the fucking resident. I'm the weird person in the neighborhood. I stay at home all day. Every now and then, you just hear loud noises from my... Wait. No, dude. Back then, there's always like the... Stay in school, Timmy, or else you're gonna be like her. And it's like this random weird person that's old and weird. And you're like, I don't want to be like her, mom. I'm that lady. Don't wake me up. I'm just gonna go to bed. Don't wake me up, man. I am. I'm the one that has to go up to kids and being like, if you don't stay in school, you end up like me. And then fucking scary music starts playing in the background. Oh no. I guess somebody has to fill that guy niche. I mean, you did drop out. Shut the fuck up. Alright, first of all, true. But second of all, I think dropping out... I think it was so peak, I fear. Dropping out was a choice.
Michi, if you were born in 2005 as you say you were, then you also don't know what a 9gag is. So don't tell us that it's our bedtime.
Oh no. Wait, what do you mean us? Scuttlebutt, don't lie. God shut the fuck up. Don't tell us that it's our bedtime if you are also born into the... Shut the fuck up. Hell no, you cannot ride my coattail. I built this lie brick by brick. Chat, you have to go to the same thing, alright? I built this fucking lie on the foundation of cement and will. I built it brick by brick through consistency and hard work. And you are not leeching off of my efforts. The lie isn't very good. Yeah, well, mods, perma-ban that guy. I think you're wrong. The fact that you're calling it out means that you are just baiting me, and you are wrong. Okay, auntie, time to go to bed. You know what, chat? It's crazy because I am an aunt, and you know that. You don't... I'm an aunt. So let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, fuck me, dude.
2005 was 21 years ago, Aga.
You're so right. I am just young. You can't even go, okay, auntie, go to bed, chat. I am an aunt. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 nieces and nephews so far. Oh, 6. Congrats. Thank you. They're very lovely and very sweet. One of them is very, very, like, a little silly.
We all know the first 3 digits of your birth date are 199.
Okay, first of all, not true. It's actually 200, and that's
You'll be talking to your nieces and nephews being like, I dropped out of school and look at me now. I turned out great, and some banjo music will play.
Look at me now. I turned out just fine. Ding, 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 ding. Dude, you know what's so insane? Okay, so I was watching some streamers recently, and you know how some people are like, I don't know what to say when people ask what I do for a living, right? Because you're like, I can't just say I'm a VTuber. I don't know what to say. And sometimes you just make up a lie. You know what, chat? I have made up so many fuck-ass lies about this because I don't really know what to say either. At this point, for the past couple of months, I've just been full... Like, ever since I started thinking back on it, and I'm like, I don't know which lie I said to who. Because some people, I said I'm a social media manager. Some people, I said I was just a manager. Some people, I said I was a... Oh, I forgot. Oh, I work for a company that does tech stuff. Another one, I lie a lot. There's a lot of lies, and I don't really know which lie to stick to. So now, chat, here's the lore. I just tell people I'm jobless. I just said, I got fired. I'm jobless. So I just started telling people that I'm just completely unemployed. And you know what, chat? I do think that if I think my family, like my bigger family, kind of believes that. So I don't know what the fuck they're telling their nieces and nephews about me.
Quite simply, you work for Amazon.
I do. That is such a cool way to say it. But you know what? I will forget. Bum maxing. You know something, chat? Every time I would like have the family meetings and like my nieces and nephews are there, right? One of them is like almost 7. This year they're turning 7 years old and they are learning the ability to think. I kind of hate that. I'm pretty sure they already can think. I just don't want to know, right? Not my kid, not my problem. Don't fucking bother me with this goddamn thinking questions. If you're gonna ask me a question, don't think about it. Don't ask me questions. But whatever. They walked up and they were talking, right? And they were like, when I grow up, I want to be an astronaut. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. You can do that. And they're like, when you grow up, what did you want to be? When I was a kid, chat, I wanted to be a vet. Because I remembered this. I wrote it down. Like, when you were a kid, right? You would write it down on like this piece of paper and you decorate it with glitter and macaroni and shit, you know? So I have that still on my old room where it's like, I wanted to be a vet tuber. I wanted to be a vet because I've always loved animals. I was like, oh, I wanted to be a vet when I grew up. Like, oh, what are you now? Jobless. It was like, oh, you want to be a vet? What are you now? And I'm like, God, what do I tell them the truth? Do I tell them the lie? Or do I tell them the other lie? Because 2 of those will crush their hopes and dreams and ambition. And 1 of them will just kind of soften the blow. Because the truth is that I'm not a vet, which means I didn't end up doing what I want to do as a kid, which then would crush their hopes and dreams, right? The truth is that I'm a VTuber, which will also crush their hopes and dreams because that's a little bit worse. And the lie, like the softer lie, is that I am working on it. So I didn't know what to say and I just went with the full send, I am jobless. And I was like, but it's okay. Haha. And they're like, oh wow. You see, chat, life is like Roblox. I think media manager under NDA is best bet. Chat, here's the thing. Saying you're under NDA works in every other place aside from Southeast Asia. And I mean this with so much love and care. But if I tell my big family that I work for a place and it's NDA, they will either keep asking until I say something that will give them at least a little bit of an idea. Or they will assume the absolute fuck-ass worst. Like, in my family... Okay, I'm gonna be honest, chat. You know what? I don't know if this is all families, but this is my family, okay? Everyone is fuck-ass nosy. Well, not nosy because they're mean. It's like inbuilt in their brain, you know? They goddamn nosy. So when the big family get together for like big events and stuff, people just be asking. And you know damn well that they don't ask because they gaff about you. They ask because they want to know if their kid is doing better or if they're not. And that... I'll lay it out. I'll say the truth. Why the fuck you acting like you ain't feeling this way? Because it's the truth. And you know what? We're okay with that. You grow up knowing damn well that that is the play, you know? And you play along. Whoa, I remember I've said that before and they're like, that's not true. I care about you. And I'm like, yeah, then what did I do last year? If you care so much, I told you what I did. They will never remember because they don't gaff. That's one thing that I never understand. It's like, why you gotta pretend? Like, it's not like I don't know you. We're family. You can just tell me it as is. I don't mind. You can just be like, I need to know. You know, like, I'm asking you this question because I want to know if my kid is doing better or worse than you. And that's fine. If you're a stranger, I get it, but you're a family member.
Didn't you learn anything
Maybe
from
I'm
the
crazy.
boy who cried wolf? The lesson is to never tell the same lie twice.
That is true. That is true. I should just double down. I should just disappear. That I know that I get that they're trying to be like considerate, but like, we're family. You know, you could tell me anything and I will be okay with that as long as you're not lying about it. Because I will believe you, and then once I find out that you're lying to me, I'll feel a little bad. So just say, you know? Just say that you want to ask because you want to know as a benchmarker. And that is completely fine. It's fine by me, bro. But you know what? They will never say it. Because if anything, they'll be like, no, I care about you. And then you're like, okay. And then now, after you point it out, they will make an extra effort to show that they care about you. But you don't need that. So now it's really fucking awkward. Because I've done this. I've actually done this before. I do realize something, chat. If I'm close with you or if I consider you like someone that I care about, I'm okay with the honest, blatant truth. Like, you can just be like, hey, I need to compare this. Tell me your shit. I'm fine with that. If you're like, oh, I need to know if I suck or not, so I need to see your work. That is fine by me. If you're a stranger, I get, but don't give me like white lies or like soften whatever. Like, don't give me the pseudo shit, right? Because if you tell me like, oh, I care about you, and I'm like, oh, you care, so then I reach out and then you don't respond, I'll be like, so you didn't care, you know? Or if I'm like, oh, remember this thing, and you don't remember, I'll be like, but you said you cared about it. So it's fine. But then when you call it out and they're like, no, I really do care about you, Michi, now they try to make an extra effort to show that they care, but they're doing too much. And now they message you all the time. They start prying into everything. They start giving you things and you're just like, what? What the fuck? Why are you acting like I'm dead? The hell? It's like, oh my god, this is the last... What the fuck you mean this is the last day you'll talk to me? What the fuck? What the fuck? Be normal. What's going on? And now it's weird. Because now you have to deal with it throughout however long you're hanging out with them. I'm just like, never call them out as a lesson I learned. And just go with it. Here, and with my big family, they do that. Like the aunts and uncles just ask a bunch of the kids of everyone else to be like, what do you do for a living? Because now all of us are working. Like we're at working ages, right? This is the age back then where people were supposed to be like, oh, you have a family, you get married, blah, 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 blah. But now they be asking around. And you know what? I just tell them that I'm jobless. Because I remember saying like, oh, I work for a place, but it's NDA. And they're like, what? Tell us. We're family. It's not like we're telling anyone. Just tell us. And I'm like, I can't. It's NDA. Which is true. I was working for 2 places that was like that. So I'm like, I wasn't even lying about it. They're like, tell us. And I'm like, I can't. It's NDA. What can I say? I can't tell you. And then I try to change the topic. And then they would like do light jabs throughout the whole day. They're like, oh, you know what? Like, because one of my cousin is like a dentist or something. Or like trying to be a dentist. Like, oh, like, how's that dental internship going? Oh, I wish I could ask you the same question, Michi, but you didn't answer. Or like, oh, how's your whatever internship going? I wish I could ask you the same, Michi, because if only you said something about it. And it's just those like light jabs. I'm like, haha, I can't, right? And then I remember telling you guys this. Over time, my parents told me, they were like, you should come up with a better lie. Like, just lie about something. And I'm like, why? Someone in the big family asked my grandmother if I did porn. Because I said I worked for something that an NDA and I can't say nothing about it. I can't. And I was adamant about it. My mom's like, you gotta switch up your lie, girl. I'm like, why? And it's like, your grandmother just asked me if you did porn. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, yeah, because my grandmother also doesn't know. I love my grandma. I do. But she's old, right? And do you think I yap because I was taught to yap? No, this level of yapping is genetic, chat. I got this level of yapping from my goddamn grandmother. I love her to death. I know, because she is literally just me later in the future. It's so weird how alike we are. We have the same style in... Okay, me and my grandma have the same style in fashion, same style in where to go, same style in what to do. The only difference is my grandma likes to go clubbing, and I don't. So I'm like my grandma, but significantly less cool. And yes, my grandma does go to clubs. Did you know that? She's very fucking old, but she does go to clubs still. Because she likes it, she says. Yes, it's very nice. I love my grandma, but we are so alike that I know that my grandma will either forget that I told her it's a secret, or she will remember but tell people anyway. Either option is gonna lead to... I know for 100% chance she will tell people what I do for a living if I told my grandmother. So my grandmother doesn't know. The only people that know are my mom, my dad, my brother. That's it. And someone fucking decided to ask my grandma. My grandma asked my mom if I did a only friends. Because I was like, it's NDA. It's like, oh, do you have to travel anywhere? I was like, no, it's completely remote. I work online, but it is NDA, is what I said. And because I was being very adamant and very vague about it, they just assume I did only friends. It also made it slightly worse that during that time, right, there were periods in my life where I am very big. I'm a very oh, I care a lot about my family. And my dad, you know my dad, I love him to bits. I do. My dad is just really suka pamer. That's what we say in Indonesian. He likes to show off, right? He just likes to show off specific things. And here is one thing that I do that my parents would always bring up, because it's like a one-up. It's like a aha moment for everyone else in the big family, which I'm gonna be real, I don't even hate. Like, it's something that I'm happy about, but I also don't like the fact that, people use it to compare other people with. However, I'm happy that my parents notice, right? I am probably one of the only cousins that still really gaff about her family or their family. Because most of the time, like with my other cousins, it's understandable though. They're busy, right? They're busy, they're trying to get a job, or they're working at their job, or They're super ambitious. So they usually don't have a lot of time to hang out with the family. And like during birthdays, they're not really there. During big family events, it's a hit or miss. Like sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. So it's like they're not really there. And it's not about the presents, really. They don't really message. They don't talk. They don't give gifts. They don't do much. And I understand, you know, like you're in the grind set mentality. No one's gonna fucking expect you to sacrifice everything for something that you don't really need to do. So I get it. However, I have always been very close. Well, not very close with my family. I coped for so long. That's all I can say, right? Y'all know this. Growing up, I did not have like a good relationship with my family. Not because I don't like them. It's because they were never really there. However, in my little copium kid brain, until whatever age I was, I told myself that I was super duper mega omega super close. So here's the thing. I know it sounds sad, but trust me, it has a good ending. It's a really good ending, okay? Back then, my parents were really busy because we needed money. And a lot of the family members ain't at the peak health condition. So everyone is always busy. No one is really at home. I take care of my brother and you call it a day. You know what I mean? So growing up, I'm surrounded by people that are like, oh, my mom's gonna pick me up. And I'm just like, I'm gonna walk home. Stuff like that. So I like to think that if my parents were not busy, we would be super close. And I love my family a lot. However, I keep saying this, love is a beautiful thing, but you know what? Money always is a factor. You can't just say it's not about the money, because there is a factor of that. If in a family, right, chat, if you're like working super hard specifically for finance and stuff like that, there will always be clashes, there will always be arguments, and that is normal. So, were we close? No. Like, super realistically, no. We were a family that had the legal status of a family, but nothing more than that. We're just legally a family, right? But I like to cope, and I tell myself that we are a big, loving family that is loving and close. And I kept that copium for so damn long. I'm talking like all the way until college. So I was like heaving and puffing that copium. Until eventually, we actually started becoming a family. And ever since then, chat, it's one of those things that if you grow up wanting something and you finally got it, you're gonna hold on to that. Like, you will hold on to it the tightest you fucking can, because you've wanted this, right? So that's also a factor of why I am so dedicated to my family. Because this is like what I've wanted for super long. You know what I mean? I feel like I manifested that. I manifested it into reality. I sat here and was like, it's gonna happen. And it is. It's so much better now. Like, my mom decided to work her problems out. My dad does too. They started like working together. So my mom and dad actually feel like they're together. And then they started working with my brother. They started working with other people. So now we actually start feeling like a family. You know, we talk. That was the first step. And I know it's a small step, but it's a genuinely big step. No one talked. Like, back then, no one tell anyone anything. I don't know what my mom did that day. She doesn't know what I did. Most of the time, we just know like schedules, but that's it. We know birthdays and that's it. But nowadays, we talk and communicate. Dude, I remember the first time we actually ate together as a family, like dining table wise, and it became like a tradition. That felt great. Okay, that is peak feeling. All I'm saying is I manifested this, so I'm gonna hold on to it. However, my parents does bring that up. Like, they do bring that up every now and then to be like Michi was like Michi hang out with us all the time. My dad especially was like, Michi hung out with us all the time. On my birthday, Michi gave me this. On our anniversary, Michi did this, and she threw a party, and on this. So my dad is telling them that, to tell them to be like, to show off that, hey, look, my daughter cares about me. Showing off. Now, in the ears of some of my bigger family, they heard it as, she has a lot of time in her hands. And you know what? That is also giga fair. I can't even fight that shit. I sat there and I was like, wait a minute, you low-key cook with that. Because, yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, how the fuck did... I see it now. It's like, how did you get to that? I see the route you took and how you landed there. So my dad is like, you know what Michi did with me today? You know what Michi gave me? Michi remembered this thing I was talking about a year ago, and she gave me this blah 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 blah. Wow, I'm so happy that my daughter really is looking out for me. And that's sweet. And then somehow it enters their ear and they go, she has a lot of time in her hands. However, she is able to do these things. And she can't tell us what she's doing. And she works remotely online? Porn. And you know what? The conclusion, it jumps. It's skipping some frames. But I guess I see it. You know, there's definitely a route that they took. They saw like a little hole on the ground. And they just flew across it. You know, I get that. I guess.